So, hi, I'm so excited to be giving this this episode of Pep Talks with Tanya. So excited. I'm going to share a few personal things, which I do from time to time, but I'm actually going to give a bit more details here. Today, I just want to talk about persisting in your goals, persisting in your desires, knowing it's already done, but not being deterred when naysayers come to you, or I don't know, you look around and you notice that it's not happening for you. You persist. Keep persisting no matter what. One of the biggest things I've noticed is that a lot of people have really amazing ideas, and the first sign of any type of negativity or any kind of difficulty, they give up. They just forget it. And I say, you never stop. You never give up. You always live from your beliefs and assumptions and desires, and you always live as if it's already yours, because it is already yours and it already has happened. But I just want to talk a little bit. So anyway, my whole journey, and I don't even call it a journey because I'm living it. It's done. But when I really started getting serious about law of assumption and being more of aware, it might have been like late 2020, and we all know it was the pandemic. There's a lot of things happening, but that's when I started just concentrating on myself, changing the way I think. I started reading Think and Grow Rich. I started reading all the books, like As a Man Thinketh, and I was listening to people like Bob Proctor, for example, and several amazing people. So that's when I really started getting serious about this. And so one of the first things that I did was I wrote a list of my desires in present form. Like, I am healthy. One of the things was I am fit, and I was not that fit 3 years ago. I really wasn't. So different things, and today I just kind of reread it just to kind of see where I was, and see, y'all, I'm telling you, like, half of the things I wrote has happened. It's done. I actually kind of forgot about what I wrote in there, but I've always lived from that. Because once you desire anything, desire is already yours. You wouldn't even desire it if it wasn't something that was already yours. And I believe in that law of assumption. The feeling is the secret. You know it's yours, and therefore you live and act as if it is, because it is. You're not faking. You're living from the space that you are. And once again, you may be like, well, I don't see it, but it's still yours, because once it's confirmed inside, it's already yours. The 3D will catch up. The 3D has to conform to that, So my story, and I was allowed to tell the story, so I'm going to tell it. So my little baby brother, I call him my baby brother. He's an adult, but he's still a baby brother to me, always. So he actually lost his kidney function. He was on dialysis since like 7 years prior. So he probably was on dialysis like 2000. Let me do my math, y'all. 2017, 2000, right? 17, I think. Yeah. So 2016, 17. I don't know why I'm like spark, because we're so past that time anyway. So he was on dialysis, guys, for 7 years. One of my desires when I wrote in 2020, I said, my brother is healthy. He has a functioning kidney, y'all. I said he has a job. He's living his best life. Okay, that's one of the things. One of the things was I said that I was promoted at my job, and that happened. Okay, like all of that. So let me tell y'all, my brother has a functioning kidney. His functioning kidney, he's been now living with that functioning kidney and doing his thing for like 2 months now. I'm telling y'all. And the funny thing is, he reminded me. He was like, remember you made a list? I said, you're right. I did make a list where I talked about you, because I believe anything you desire is yours, even if it's about someone in your life, right? Like my brother. Like, I'm kind of, I guess, in a way saying that my desire is for him to do something, and yeah, absolutely. He's in my circle. This form of him that I'm seeing is reflection of me, I guess you could say. So everybody in your world is a reflection of you. They're real, but the reflection or the person you see is a reflection of you. So anyway, he has a kidney, y'all. He's functioning. He's doing so good. I'm so happy for him. And let me tell you, he said, Tanya, remember you wrote that list. You wrote the list. And my nose always runs because it's so warm. But anyway, he said, remember you wrote the list? I said, yeah, I remember. I said, let me read this list. But not even that I read the list. I read the list, but also when I wrote that, I was like, you can't tell me different. They threw him off the list a couple of times because he had like if you have some kind of issues or you get sick or whatever, they'll take you off the list until you're able to. They don't want to give a kidney to someone who something might go wrong or whatever. So he took him off the list a couple of times. They had people, I've heard people say things to him like, oh, whatever, like just live with it, deal with it. I've heard things when I was like, I don't care. You can still work. You can still have a job. You know, like I was telling him, like, you can still do your own thing. And I was like, get your job. He got a job. Even though he was still on dialysis, he was working and going to dialysis 3 days a week for 4 hours at a time. And you guys, it's a very daunting thing. It's really stressful in your body. And he was still, I said, do your thing. Don't let anything stop you. But not even do anything to let anything stop you. You have a kidney. Like, I'm not trying to hear different. Whenever he would come to me, oh, you feel down. They took me off the donor list. I said, they didn't take you off the donor list. I'm not trying to hear that. I said, didn't I make a list? Didn't I make a list? I said, I'm not trying to hear anything other than you have a kidney and you living your best life. We're in Amalfi Coast chilling, okay? I'm not trying to hear any different because I'm living from the desires. In my mind, it's already done. Naysayers aside, lists aside, 3D, whatever aside, it's done. It's completed. I'm not trying to hear different. No one's not going to convince me that you're not walking around with that brand new kidney doing your thing. Y'all, he has his kidney. He has his kidney. I'm so excited for him. You know, I was thinking like, okay, let me think about it. It's not a good thing to think of the law of gestation. I fully believe that when you desire something, it's instantaneously yours. Like, it's done. It's completed. 3D, there's a lag sometime. When you think of a woman who's impregnated, that baby is not coming out right now. It's a time period, right? A linear time period, you know, what we call linear here, that passes. There's a law of gestation. It's a time period that from your desires that you know are fulfilled because you're fulfilled already into you actually seeing it in 3D. And it's a perception change, it's awareness change, it's an attraction, right? It's already done. You're just now being able to see it, open your eyes to see it. And I just wanted to share that really sorry. So if it's anything you're doing, if you feel down, you feel like giving up, you said this is not working, or someone's telling you it's not working, and that's just kind of a reflection of yourself, telling yourself, persist. That is what separates the average person from a warrior. You persist, you never stop believing and knowing. It's not even, well, it is a belief, but it's a knowing, because a knowing is a little different. It's like, I know who I am. I know I got that. I know I got this. It's almost it's a bit of a swag. You have a little swag about it, but you live from that, and that's it. Just stay blessed, stay grateful, and I'll be speaking to you guys later, okay? Bye.